Izuku's POV. I slowly began to make my way over to what looked like to be the front entrance. I can't believe I was 5 minutes late. I can be such a klutz. I saw Lynn standing in front of the sign with her hair slightly blowing in the wind. Hey, Lynn. Sorry for being late. I apologized, rubbing the back of my neck in embarrassment, and her eyes averted up to me from her phone as she smiled. Oh no, it's fine. Good to see that you showed up, though. Most non-party kids like you would have been bailed out. She told me with a grin threatening to spread across her face as the corners of her lips twitched. I looked to what she was wearing, and now I'm so glad that I went with casual. She turned around, and the two of us looked up at the sign side by side. Then she held her arm out with her fist against her hip, like she was hinting link arms, and said, "Ready?" I slowly linked my arm with hers before she skipped in, and I was pulled behind her as we unexpectedly answered, "Your POV." If I can just spend a while with Midoriya, then a little bit of time with the Baku's god, I should be able to balance out both, and neither will know that the other party is here. I'm just so smart. Don't need to thank me, guys. I could tell that Midori was thinking exactly what I thought when I entered, so I slowed my pace. Just a little, so he could take it all in. I picked up speed again, quickly getting us to the party. Since this place is jam-packed, I should be able to keep them apart perfectly. Come on. I gestured him up the staircase, and we went up in a flash. I turned around to check on Midoriya as we entered the building, and his face was plastered with fear. The poor boy. It was evident that he had never been to a real party before. So I linked arms with him yet again, but this time only at the elbow. I yelled at him over the loud music, "Don't worry, I'm here." And his face softened a bit at my curious smile spread to him. I pulled us away into the crowd over to the opposite side of the party so that we wouldn't see Katsuki. An encounter with the other group right now would be kind of really hard to explain. I had begun to talk to some random first years who claimed to be in the support class, but nothing in particular, really. The girl had pink hair and strange patterned yellow eyes that I seemed to connect with the most. What I didn't notice at the time was Midoriya standing awkwardly in the corner of the room just a little further from us. Izuku's POV. Lynn was a social butterfly. She is and was dancing with a group of kids from who knows where. And I just stood there awkwardly, not sure what to do. I've never been to a party before. Really, this is all quite new to me. I glanced over and saw a girl being pushed up against the wall by a guy, and they were making out. I quickly looked away and saw a group of guys who were at the bar drinking. That's not even illegal. As my eyes darted back to Lynn, and I decided that I was going to go and ask her if she wanted to sit down somewhere. Should I ask for some advice? As I said that in my mind, would she be judgmental towards me? She isn't a very judgmental person, though. As I began to make my way over, a group cut me off and walked in right in front of me, making me lose sight of the hair-colored girl. As the group passed, Lynn had seemingly disappeared. Your POV. I was ducking and weaving through a group of people to find the Baku table, before quickly taking a seat to see Sero sitting on his phone. "What's up, you antisocial freak?" I said, scooting my chair next to him. "Not much. How are you, Miss BRB?" "And that takes almost 50 minutes, he retorted. Damn, that was slick. I said, giving him finger guns before realizing that I was gone for a while. So, where did you go? He asked, putting his phone down so I could have his full attention. Oh, bathroom? I said, sounding like I was questioning myself. So you found them, hmm? What was it like doing it in a hole? He said, making me confused. It took a few seconds before I understood. Since this place was shut down, so was the plumbing. Obviously, the bathroom just was holes in the ground, even though that's gross as hell. Weird, was all I said. I didn't need to do it to know it felt weird. Why did it take so long? He asked before I felt someone jump onto my lap. Jesus, Katsuki! Little warning, have you been nice? I said, nearly jumping out of my skin from the shock of the jump scare. Whatever, he said, rolling his eyes before proceeding to take a potato chip from Sero. I enjoyed their company, really, but I also enjoyed Midoriya's. Oh, crap, I couldn't go to Midoriya because Katsuki was sitting on me. I knew how to get him off. I just lost the whisper in his ear. The floor is lava. He jumped off me and onto the floor before screaming, Don't be stupid, you gas-crazy loser. The floor is not lava. I giggled at the small ramp before slipping back away into the crowd when everyone's heads were turned so I could go to Midoriya. As I arrived at the corner I had seen him last, he was still there, so awkwardly biting his lip. God, I felt so bad. I quickly ran up to him before I had left him alone before. There you are. I couldn't find you before, I said, wiping my forehead even though there was clearly no sweat. I thought you might say that, so I stayed here, he said, giving a small smile. I gave a smile back, too, before dragging him away somewhere else. I took him to the middle of the room and passed him one of Sarah's potato chips that I had stolen from a small handful. They were good, okay? As we talked to Midoriya, quite quiet and timidly, mind you, we didn't realize at the time that we were slowly edging towards the other side of the room. As we continued to talk, I felt a hot hand grab onto my shoulder, creating smoke from behind. And if not, I swear my clothes, aka my shoulder part of my clothes, would have burnt off by the heat. Why is Midoriya Izuku here? I heard in a low growl as I saw Midoriya's face turn into fear, and I slowly turned my head back to see that it was Katsuki Bakugo himself. Shit!